Welcome to Westchester Talk Radio. I'm Laura Smith, and actually today is episode 1 of a brand new series that we're going to be offering pretty much once a quarter, I believe. It's called Home Comfort Solutions, and it's brought to you by Robison. And Robison Oil President and CEO Dan Singer is my guest today. And first of all, there's a lot to cover right now. Home Comfort Solutions, we're going to really cover everything that you've been doing for 100 years, not you personally, but the company itself. Congratulations on celebrating 100 years. It's your centennial. Dan, that's amazing.
Thanks, Laura. Yeah, we're really proud of it. It's been, we've been part of the community for so long. It really just it makes it, as we are a family business, it really makes us feel like we're that much part of the fabric of Westchester.
Oh, absolutely. And then that lends itself right into the fact, my deepest condolences about your father's passing this year. Your father, the legacy of the company, and he was the CEO, but so much more in reading the wonderful story of his life. What an incredible human being. I wish so much I could have met him, but truly, he sounded like one of a kind. Let's just touch a little bit on his legacy and running the company, but also so much he did in the community and in the world itself. So tell us a little bit about your dad.
Trying to tell a little bit about my dad is a hard task. Even though my brother and I are trying to follow in his footsteps, they are big shoes to fill. And he's, he is already missed. He came into the business in the late 1950s, following in his own father's footsteps, who also, were big shoes. And the one thing about my dad and my parents were, partners in this business for a long time. It was always seamless the way that they ran the business and had their community involvement. Having a meeting in our office in a conference room about, a 10 o'clock meeting could be about dispatching trucks or responding to service calls, and the 11 o'clock meeting could be hosting, a local charity and figuring out what we're going to be able to do to sponsor and help someone else out in the community. It was that seamless nature of, business and community involvement, which is really what we're trying to, we try to live in those footsteps.
He was a philanthropist. He was someone very devoted to Jewish causes, not only in Westchester, but also in the world. And he just, he sounded like a true Renaissance man, someone who lived his life to leave a legacy. And God bless him, 84 years old when he passed in January of this year. So yes, you must miss him, but his story, his life will live on through your business. I know you've got some wonderful kids and his grandchildren and such. So it truly is a great story, especially in this day and age. To find a company that has been around for 100 years is pretty much very rare. And so to have it here in Westchester, and so many people can attest to having you be their energy company. Many people have been with you, not only your employees, for some of them over 20 years, but you've had customers for over 50 years. I mean, who has customers still for decade after decade? It's really unique.
Yeah. First of all, thank you very much for your kind words about my father. It really does mean a lot to us, just knowing the support that we received from the community and from Shark Radio during the, while we were mourning my dad's passing. But yeah, that relationship that we have with our customers, we value. We, just as we're a multi-generational business, we have multi-generational customer relationships. There's a lot of commercial customers who we're doing business with today, whose grandfather did business with my grandfather. And remember, as we talk about doing business, it wasn't just selling oil, right? My grandfather was, shoveling coal down chutes and delivering blocks of ice to people to stay cool. That business transitioned into the oil business, which transitions into the natural gas business, which transitions into, the new fuels of the future that we're focusing on now.
Well, I think it's remarkable that you truly do have a company that has spanned, history, but you are so relevant and so on the real true cutting edge of what's happening in energy today. I don't even know where to start first, because actually it's just so interesting right now. People are talking about how energy prices could be going up. Obviously, different administrations affect even things like prices of our gas and electricity and so forth. Tell us a little bit how Robison is, kind of playing a big part in Westchester and New York, for not only bringing us the kind of products that are aligned with, today and what clean energy is supposed to be all about, but also helping to keep service and prices at a place where we can actually, continue to.
Right. Well, one of the, first of all, in terms of the products that we're selling to homes that are still using oil heat, we made a change about a year ago that our entire delivery system, we now deliver exclusively a B10 biofuel, meaning that every gallon of fuel oil that we deliver is 10% biofuel made from domestically sourced soybean oil. So there is a legal mandate now in New York for a 5% requirement. We chose to double that requirement. And if you're doing business with Robison, you're going to help. You're going to lower your carbon footprint, whether or not you realize it or not.
Wow.
In terms of how do we help people or help ourselves even insulate ourselves from oil prices? Look, at the end of the day, there's very little we can do to change the trajectory of OPEC or global demand or dollar, or inflationary trends and dollar values and things of that nature. One thing that is most disturbing to homeowners is the not just a high price, but the volatility of prices. People want to be able to predict what their costs are going to be.
Right.
And what we've seen in the last years, with the pandemic, is a rapid decline in energy prices, and then equally rapid increase. And now we're seeing oil prices at or even higher than where they were pre-pandemic. So what we try to help people do is set in fixed prices. It's difficult for us to know whether or not the market's going to go up or down. Actually, I kid about this all the time. Close friends of mine ask me all the time, Dan, tell me the truth. Are oil prices going to go up or are they going to go down? As if I know. And the answer I give them, which is the only honest answer I can, is yes. They're going to go up and they're going to go down. That's what they do. That's what commodity prices do.
Good answer.
But in order to help our customers, we offer a variety of pricing plans where we can go out into the futures market and lock in people's oil prices or their gas prices, or put a cap price on it, so to give people the peace of mind knowing that their price won't go above a certain level, but if prices drop, their prices could also fall with a declining market. And I do think we're going to see volatility here to stay for some period of time.
Yeah, unfortunately, but that's you don't have control over that. But what you do have control over is the way you distribute your products and the high sense of professionalism and everything. And plus, you have such a vast array. Let's talk a little bit about everything that Robison offers. And then what maybe people should be thinking about right now, or finally getting into spring. It feels like it's been a long winter, but I know that means different things for different people in terms of, upgrading what they have or making sure that they're ready for the summer and air conditioning and so forth. Tell us first about the array of products that you have there at Robison.
Great question, Laura. Thanks for asking. Because as we talked just a moment ago about the instability of oil prices, at the end of the day, as I was alluding to before, we can't really control the price of oil or gas, but we can help you control, the consumer control, how much of it they use. So even if prices are going to fluctuate, if you're using less of it, you'll save money. So we have a lot of product and services in order to help people make their homes more energy efficient. A Robison customer, just by having what we refer to as our gold plan service agreement, automatically get a home health and safety assessment as part of that service, where we go into the home and do a full 15-point check of both not just the efficiency of the equipment with infrared cameras looking for where there's potentially heat loss or cooling loss within the home. We're looking at the ductwork to make sure that it's properly insulated. We test the efficiency of the heating and the cooling equipment, but also from a health standpoint, which is really top of mind for all of us today. We are doing air quality tests, testing the number of particulates in the air and the humidity in the home. And we have solutions for each of these things, because a home that has too much humidity or too little humidity could affect the efficiency, or at least how you feel in your home from a ward standpoint. Whether or not, when we have a special cameras that work on a telescoping articulating arm that can look into the ductwork and see the heating coil and the cooling coil within the home's equipment, and we could show those pictures to the customer. Sometimes, depending on what it shows, something as simple as a duct cleaning service, which we offer to people, or putting in UV lights, which are really effective against viruses, including the coronavirus.
Oh, interesting.
Are solutions to help people just live, again, more comfortable, more safely, more healthy in their homes.
Absolutely. Interesting. Do you also provide air purification systems, which have been so much in the news over this past year?
Yeah, absolutely. So, UV lights is a part of that. MERV, a variety of MERV rated filters is another piece of that puzzle, making sure that there's better air filtration. We have systems that can be installed within the ductwork, standalone systems. Again, I always find it interesting that people spend a lot of time putting water purification on their tap water. And are so conscientious about what we're drinking, which is great. People don't often spend as much time thinking about the air they're breathing.
It's interesting.
And what we've learned over the last year is that, we got to think about
important.
it. Yeah, we have to think about it, especially if we want to take our masks off in our homes. And we've seen a surge in interest in this, and we've just broadened the array of products that we're offering to help people address these problems.
Wonderful. So people can call up Robison and basically find out what the latest and best systems are and how they can implement them in there. You do commercial as well as home, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Where and as people oftentimes think of our brand, as Robison Oil, but we actually have more, and we sell more therms of natural gas than we sell gallons of oil, to an array of commercial properties and of course residential properties, but an array of commercial properties in Westchester, from schools and government buildings to apartment buildings to hospitals. There's no structure too big or too small for us to be able to add value.
That's terrific. And, it means a lot, because of the first time your heat goes out and it's in the middle of the winter and you wish you had done a little bit more to stay on top of that situation. You don't realize until those types of things happen. I know that you also manage air conditioning units, and now that we're gearing up for the summer, I know that within a day we can sometimes go from like 40 some degrees up to 75, and before you know it, you need your air conditioning. Is there some type of upkeep that you need to do, or something you have to turn on to make sure that your system is working, or what should people do?
Every manufacturer of equipment recommends having an annual maintenance done of the equipment. Again, simple things like cleaning the coils and checking the belts and the motors and the things of the system are important. Checking the freon levels, but directly related to what we were just talking about, making sure your whatever filters you're using in your home are clean. We recommend replacing them each year. We carry a full array of filters that can be at the time that we're doing the annual service, we can replace them as part of that servicing. It's included in the price of that annual servicing. But we have our thousands of customers that we are scheduled now. We're already booking through the middle of May as people are looking to get their preseason tune-ups done.
It's so important. I think it's such an amazing idea that you have these packages available to people. You think about it, we do that for our car. The maintenance, we do it in the spring, we do it in the winter to get ready. It's the same with our home, and probably as important or more important to do that. So that's great to know. And so easy to find you at robisonoil.com.
Absolutely. At robisonoil.com, 345-5700 in Westchester. Yeah, one other thought, if you can indulge me, springtime not only brings the warmer temperatures, but with those warmer temperatures brings allergy season.
Thank you. I was just going to say that. I was just seeing all this pollen falling on my car the other day.
Yeah, and I'm having a bad season with it myself. Okay, every year it affects me differently, but it is a big. It seems to be a robust season, and all of us are very concerned about sneezing, and we're wearing a mask all the time.
Yes, absolutely.
But that is another element of the air conditioning preseason startup, is also making sure that the air quality in your home and the proper filtration is there to eliminate the pollen and the other contaminants from the air, to make sure that, again, the air in your home is safe and comfortable to breathe.
Right. And the filtration process must be just so important for that, right? Because is air conditioning basically drawing from the air outside and then going through the system to then go in your house, or no?
Well, no, not exactly. You'll typically have what they call a return vent inside your house, which is drawing air from inside the house at high velocity to go through your air handler, getting cooled as it goes over a coil, and then coming right back into the home. But the air everywhere around us, is filled with, whether or not it's pet dander or pollen or whatever it is. But before you return that air back into your home, it's most effective to have it run through some type of filtration system. I would recommend, at least what I have in my home, is a combination of UV lights and MERV rated filters to make sure that when that air is coming back in, again, no different than the water filtration that you might have in your drinking water by your sink, is to make sure that right before you're consuming it, it's been filtered.
Absolutely. We're so fortunate to have you in Westchester, and New York is fortunate to have you. You want a company that knows what they are doing. They have a legacy, three generations of singers. That would be the Singer family. And we're not for singers. Me,
we're singers by name only.
Yeah, singers by name only. Not something else you do while you're on the job or anything.
Only in the shower, but that's not anything I'm proud of.
That's great. Dan Singer, it's a pleasure speaking with you. Once again, congratulations on 100 years of a family-run and operated business. In this day and age, it's a real shining star of achievement. And your dad also, who just left us in January, he created something that I have a feeling will be here for at least another 100 years. So we're grateful to you and Robison Oil, and just Robison in general, as you know now. And I encourage everybody, give them a call or go on their website, robisonoil.com. And thank you again. We'll see you for the next episode in a couple of months on Home Comfort Solutions, brought to you by Robison. Thank you so much, Dan Singer. Oh, and don't forget, Dan, please like us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel, and everybody watching today, because there's a lot of community stories out there from Westchester Talk Radio. We like to keep you up to date with what's happening in the community.
Thanks, Laura.
You've been listening to Westchester Talk Radio. I'm Laura Smith.